What is Fullscreen doing to kind of broaden the scope of what people think of? Because right now it's largely YouTube. Where else are you guys moving?
Yeah, so Fullscreen is just over 4 years old today, and
Today?
well, technically,
Close enough. Okay.
a little past, a little past. So yeah, Fullscreen is over 4 years old today, and we've always felt that we wanted to build a company with the creator at the core. Now, 4 years ago, YouTube was arguably the most important platform for a social media content creator because it has a revenue model and you can actually make a living doing that. So YouTube becomes an important partner for Fullscreen. However, what we've seen is the world of social platforms is starting to really evolve around the creator. You have platforms like Snapchat really coming into their own. Facebook is still tremendously important. Twitter, Instagram. I think every other year or so, a new platform arises where creative people can build audience and share their work. Mm-hmm. So with Fullscreen having the creator at the core of the company and these social platforms sort of around the creator, we help develop the talent, help them find their voice, and distribute their work across all social platforms.
Now, you guys are set up to where it doesn't matter what the next new big distribution channel is.
Correct.
Facebook is adding quite a bit of emphasis on video. Do you see Fullscreen's relationship with Facebook changing or
Well,
growing?
It's definitely evolving. We work very closely with Facebook. Over the past year, they've made it very clear that they're committed to video. They've hired a great team around video, and they want to understand from us what we need and what the talent needs. When I think of a home for video, you do tend to still think of YouTube from the channelized experience, right? But the distribution of video as individual assets, Facebook is tremendous, especially if you get into the kind of sharing loop that can happen in Facebook. Things can go incredibly viral there. There's tremendous engagement, a lot of comments, likes, shares. So I think as they really evolve their product, in the past year we've seen the autoplay function that they have on their mobile app, which I actually as a user particularly enjoy. I think it's a nice experience. And so we're curious to see how it evolves, and with the creator at the core of Fullscreen, we know that Facebook will be an important distribution partner for us for a long time to come.
Mm-hmm. What about folks like Twitter that are they're not really known for long form video? I don't think that I've ever watched a 5-minute video through my Twitter stream, but I feel like that day is coming.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, the amount of ad dollars in video is frankly exponentially greater than it is against text and display media. And so all the platforms need to be involved in video. And Twitter also is making some really interesting moves from a product perspective in terms of how they can be not only a place that video is discovered and shared, but also where it's consumed. And historically, Twitter wasn't the best distribution platform for Fullscreen and our talent, but it was the best conversation platform to engage fans and just talk and have a dialogue. However, video is becoming more and more of a focus for them, and so it'll be interesting to see how that evolves and whether distributing and consuming video really works on Twitter.
Would it make sense? I know you guys are able to do both longer series, web series, and one-off videos with your creators that you represent. What about super short, even GIFs?
Yeah, so first of all, love GIFs. I'm in the GIF camp though, just so you know.
Yeah, sorry.
But it's all truth. We're platform agnostic and we're format agnostic as well. We do a lot of work with some of the top Vine stars in the world. Nash Greer, Cam Dallas, Zach King. And as you know, Vine is this sort of 6-second looping format. So having a lot of fun with that. It's been cool too because some of the Vines get used as media assets where brands, we make Vines for brands and they want to push them out as sort of mini commercials. I think 6 seconds might become a new pre-roll standard on the internet. YouTube created a standard with TrueView. Those are those skippable ads that you see on YouTube, and those are great. But I think we're going to start to see the proliferation of the 6-second pre-roll format, which I think actually works better for online video. And then Snapchat's become so important for us lately as well. We're doing an incredible program right now called Snapper Hero with AT&T. It's driven by creators like Sean Duras, who's really a brilliant creative voice, Freddie Wong, Corridor Digital, and we're telling basically a superhero story on Snapchat And that format is a disappearing format. So there's all kinds of ways to tell stories and to connect with audiences online, and we love just figuring out how to do that as it evolves.
So you mentioned the 6 seconds becoming a new standard. That's really interesting. But where does that put kind of the old standards? I think 30 seconds, is that too long to wait?
Well, it depends, right? So a lot of the larger platforms like YouTube, they like to limit the frequency of which they hit you with ads, right? YouTube would not be as good of an experience if they were hitting you with an unskippable pre-roll every time you watch a video. So they're smart, they limit the times that they do that, they give you skippable ads, and sometimes they give you display ads, right? I think the tolerance for 6-second skippable ads would be relatively high, particularly against short-form content. So I think while the most valuable ad format will probably continue to be the non-skippable 30-second format, from a user experience standpoint, you might want to alternate how often you hit people with those and give them as a softer kind of ad message the 6-second or the skippable.
You think so the 30-second ads, do you think, generously speaking, if you can get 6 seconds of attention from whoever you're putting it in front of, you should start with that 6 seconds and move forward?
That's a good question. I mean, there's going to be all kinds of different ways to cut the creative. It's funny, Geico did some brilliant creative on YouTube recently where they made unskippable ads, which essentially the message happened in the first 6 seconds and then the frame just more or less freezes. And so it feels like you've seen the whole ad. So you can skip it, but you should definitely check those out if you haven't seen it.
Well, I appreciate it, George.
Yeah,
thank you.
Enjoyed it. Thank you.